Welcome back, guys, and this video is taking me a while to put together, and it also kind of makes me sad because it's so short. But Avalon was this weekend here in my kingdom for the first time, and we kicked some ass. So I want to talk about it and just go over what's going on and what our strats were, and just cover some of the big plays and big attacks that happened. I had to dig through about 2 hours of screen capture to even get the stuff out of this, and I probably missed some stuff. So why don't we get into it? So the battle really involved six main alliances. So 1 through 6, and there was two sides. I'm in ZFG, and we had assistance from members of Russ and TSK. And I appreciate that greatly, because without them, we probably wouldn't have did as well as we did. The other side was Seoul, YCY, and LOL. So it's basically Chinese versus non-Chinese, besides Seoul, who's been allied with the Chinese from the beginning. Now, the real issue for us comes in here. If you look at the individual power, we have the second strongest guy and then the sixth, and everything else in the top 10 was on the other side. However, at the time of Avalon, BFD was the biggest player in terms of stats. He didn't have the most power, but his stats were the best. So let's get into looking at those. This is one of the reports from the day of Avalon, and you can see it's two big guys here, BFD and Kinder, number 1 and number 2 in the kingdom. And our plan was relying on BFD because looking at their stats alone, you can see BFD outstats Kinder by quite a bit overall. And this was our key to winning Avalon, even though we were outmatched in every other way. Our strategy completely revolved around BFD being the strongest player stat-wise in the kingdom, and I'll get into what we did next. Now, we were going to rely on BFD mega rallying and mega garrisoning. However, we didn't have to mega rally because they ran away when they saw us. But the plan here was that when they attacked us, we would only have 6 troop types to make advantage of BFD's 30% crit. So he sent all T12s, and everybody else sent T10s because there's not many people with T11s in the kingdom. I've slowed down this clip above just so you can see me scroll through, but our peak was about 1.8 million troops in total inside Avalon. Now let's set the stage. So from the beginning, it ended up being something like this. We owned Avalon, and they owned 3 towers. We had the 4th one. So while we were holding Avalon, we were just being constantly blasted, and they were preparing rallies and attacks on us. Now, the first attack on us during this event was this man right here who sent a full army of destroyers at us for some reason. I don't know if he was trying to be a hero, but he got wiped and we barely lost anything. I'm going to be keeping track of all the troop kills, so that'll be at the end of the video, and you'll be able to see who lost what, not including the tower zapping, because I don't really know what happens with that, and it's hard to keep track because you don't get a notification or report every time it happens. But that was the first attack. Let's get on to the next one. Up next came a solo attack from the biggest guy in the kingdom. It hurt us a little bit, but not really much, and most of his army got wiped. So we did good damage to him, but it doesn't really matter because he's got so many troops trained up. I guess he just wanted to see what would happen if he did it. Didn't end too well for him. Shortly after that, they began their first mega rally. Now, this was just a clip I did capture of the mega rally started, but this was not the maximum troops. Now you can see here that the total was about 1.2 million, and this was the first major fight of Avalon, and this was a really critical turning point for the entire thing. However, we came out strongly successful and lost less than half of their losses. This was great for us. We had gotten where we were by being persistent and not giving up, and this just was the first proper congratulations to us. We took down the 2 of the 3 strongest alliances, along with the person right behind us in 4th. It felt great. Everybody was happy. Everybody was ecstatic, but it wasn't time to relax. Now, above, I have my just scrolling through the troops lost on that mega, but there's not really an efficient way to get all these into the videos, so I'll show this one, but the rest, there'll be a calculation at the end like I mentioned above. Shortly after, the man who threw destroyers at us earlier threw more troops at us without his dragon and was instantly wiped. No reason to mention him, really. But after sitting quietly for maybe 20, 30 minutes, they planned another mega rally. This was it. This was the big one. They put everything they had in this, and we had been being hit by towers for a while now, and we're down several thousand troops. Our anxiety built up. Everybody was getting worried. Big attack, and it hit. And what happened? We won again, amazingly. We didn't kill them all, but we lost a third of their losses, and it was even more ecstatic the first time. We had did it twice in a row now, and there was nobody who could stand up to us now. As a bonus, I also got a Merlin's for that, so I'm not complaining. That's free iron and peace shields. Shortly after we defeated the second rally, our second player, who was in the top 10, woke up and was ready to join the fun. So he was able to come in and clear the towers really easily and save us from losing lots of troops. And that was the end of it. They backed off and stopped. In hindsight, I wish we knew that, but instead, we were still sitting here waiting anxiously, worried and stressed for the next attack to come. But we weren't losing troops anymore. We received the benefit from holding all the towers, and everything was looking up. After about 3 hours and nothing happening, it was 6 a.m. my time. I hadn't been to sleep yet. I was exhausted, drained, and tired, and I decided to call it. It was time for the day to be over. 2 hours later, we had successfully claimed Avalon. It was a great feeling. We were another kingdom to boot the Chinese and take Avalon and not have the Chinese flag on the kingdom map. We had done it. Against all odds, we only had 2 players in the top 10 ready to fight, but we still somehow did it. And that's truly the beauty of King of Avalon. The fact we were able to pull this off through teamwork and hard work and just being persistent and not giving up really shows how much this game has to offer. Since the beginning of the kingdom, we had been bullied by the Chinese and just been attacked constantly, and there was no peace for us. We had become the black dogs to them, and they were willing to shotgun us down every day. But that was finally over. We had the power, and we showed everybody else in the kingdom that we could stand up to them. Since then, a lot of people have joined our side and are ready to fight back. But I think that's good for the sappy stuff, so let's get into the fun stuff and see the troops lost during all the attacks on Avalon. Now, looking at the best graphic you've ever seen in your life, you can see me, allies, allies plus me, and them. Me is just me personally. Allies and me is everybody who was on my side during Avalon, and then them is everybody who attacked us. You can see the troops lost, troops wounded, power lost total, which is wounded plus lost, and then permanent is lost troops only. Now, you do have to remember that this isn't all the troops who lost because the towers were constantly zapping us, but there's no good way to track that. So, this is just for the attacks only, and even looking at it, that's still outlandish. We only lost 414,000 troops compared to 2.4 million. I don't know how we pulled it off. It's beautiful, and I could cry. But for comparison, I had 143 million power at the beginning of my recording, and my lowest point before training any troops was 128 million. So I lost more than at least 15 million power. Now that's all I really got to say for today. This video took me a really long time to put together, digging through stuff, adding numbers together, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really do enjoy doing this, and I can't believe I'm almost at 50 subs. That's kind of mind-blowing to me. If you enjoy this content, leave a like, a comment. I try to reply to everybody, or even subscribe, because it all means so much to me. Like, I cannot express how thankful I am for all the support I've really received. But look at me getting sappy again. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I might upload the entire recording of this, that I saved from this, just as a video, but there's no commentary on it because I was really focused on just doing things and not talking. I added all the commentary afterwards. But if you guys would like that, let me know. Otherwise, have a good day.